Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna do a quick recap. So over the weekend, I'm gonna do these videos once a week, and I'm gonna try to and do it like I only have time on the weekend, so being as busy as I am, 2 jobs, college student, whatever, it's a lot. So I do apologize, but I'm gonna try to do a video once a week. With that in mind, recap. I know it's gonna go all over the place, and it's gonna be a little bit confusing to navigate and whatnot. But here's the thing: it's gonna go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then today's obviously Sunday. I just got off work. That's why it's dark and whatnot. I'm doing this in my car. So on Thursday, I went over with my nephew, and we went to the secret lake in northern Minnesota. Aim was to go for crappies. I lost 2 northerns and I landed 1 crappie. He landed 2 crappies. We released it all back or whatever. Too small. We do harvest. I do harvest, but I have requirements too as well. If they're too small, then there's no point keeping them. So, and we wanted to use his life scope. It was his first time, so do keep that in mind. We're not familiar with it. We just need to use it more often. YouTube videos do help a little bit, but sometimes you gotta play around with things. So that was the first video, the first part, and then the second part was me building my sled because it was hard to navigate. I found out navigating that lake with all the stuff in my gear and my sled, it was kind of hard. The sled just likes to dig in, and it was just hard to navigate through the lake. So looked on YouTube, found some videos, DIY, putting skis on my sled and whatnot. So that, I pushed Iowa from, originally it was on Friday, I pushed it to Saturday. So on Friday I had, obviously I had school and whatnot. So I put skis on my sled. So it's kind of like a Smitty otter sled. Otter sleds are heavy. So, I put it on. So it cost me about 35 bucks, $10 for the skis at Goodwill, and it was like wood and screws and everything, putting it all together. I did a quick job, so it was like 35 bucks in total. I did a quick job. I didn't really care about like, oh, it had to be quality measured, blah blah blah. I just needed it to work, and I loved it. It worked. So it fits in my car, so that's a good thing. Other than that, I went to Iowa with the sled and whatnot. Iowa didn't really have much snow, so it was just pretty much ice, but it was about 4 to 6 inches thick. Some areas were 4. Some, if you get closer to the middle of the lake, was 2 inches. So went to Iowa with the intention of finding yellow bass. I did find them. The first lake, I did find them. I found them good. I marked them. They were all over. Like, my Vexlar was crazy, but every drop I was catching them. But the problem was they weren't like this. They were like this. So tiny. Majority of them was small and tiny. And I ended up releasing a lot of them pretty much. I must have caught like 30 of them because I was there for like a couple hours and whatnot. So, but the problem was they were too small. I kept a couple, just because I wanted to deep fry them and see how they taste, whatnot. They were delicious. They were good. You'll see that at the end of the video, the pictures. But other than that, I do apologize. It is hard for me to record some videos because, one, I'm using my phone as Navionics, so navigating through the lakes and the contours and stuff. And then 2, it's just, I don't have a chesty and whatnot, so it's kind of hard to be fishing with 2 hands or 1 hand holding my cell phone and 1 hand fishing. So I do apologize. It's going to be hard. That's why I take pictures. But other than that, I went to the first lake in Iowa, did good. Second lake was obviously Clear Lake. I didn't really do good at Clear Lake. Caught a lot of fish, but the problem was they were the wrong species, and not only that, they were just tiny. Every drop I had, I was catching them, but they were not the right species. They were perches. They were tiny little perches. So, bummed out. It was a bummer. It was a failed operation. So yeah, I'm back, and this is my video. So this is going to be a recap, and if you haven't, please subscribe. It would be great. So moving on to what I did over the weekend. All right, guys, we are out the lake. is sorry, but yeah, we were out at the lake. This is our first time out here. It's about 4 inches of ice thick here, and we're gonna test out this new Panoptics. So let's look at it. All right, this is my nephew. He's the one that bought it.
Hell yeah.
So this is his first time setting up the live scope. So we got about 4 inches of ice here, and yeah, man, setting up the live scope. I don't think you necessarily need to have it that deep.
Too late now.
That's a long stick for it. Do you have it facing down or facing out?
It's facing down.
You should have it face like forward a little bit. Going back down, going back down. I just hammered the crappie. This is kind of tough. This is kind of tough. I'm using my cell phone only, but Garmin is helping us locate fish, but it seems like the school got scared off by a big fish. But hopefully they come back. We're hoping that they come back.
I think that was a pike.
Yeah, probably either it was a pike or a bass that scared them off. It's just too much snow out here to be moving around. I didn't have skis underneath my sled, so that makes it more difficult. But I think we're gonna be here for a little bit. It seems the school's coming back, so we'll see. Okay. So I'm actually in my sister's garage. We got the buddy heater right here trying to keep me warm in this cold garage. Outside is cold too, so I can see my own breath. These are the skis. I bought them at Goodwill. They were $10. They're probably not the right skis. They're like jogger skis instead of downhill skis, but nonetheless, hope they work. I'm probably not going to cut them. My sled is over there. It's a pretty long sled, so you take, let's see here. So if you take these skis and you put them up against here, you know, you do that, and it sticks out a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. So yeah, that's the plan, the goal. So I made these. I already made these, pre-made these. So I'm just gonna do an easy way. Just put it on here, drill the ski onto top of this, the sled on top of this, and skis underneath this. So it's not hard. It's just two bolts right here, and I did put brackets underneath it, like right here. This other one's the same thing, but I did put it in here to give it extra brace and whatnot to strengthen it, so it doesn't. So this doesn't like fall over or whatnot. This piece doesn't bend in and bend out. So the brackets were only like pretty much like 90 cents each or $1 each, pretty much. So it's not too difficult, you know. Got some screws in here, and that's it. And I'm gonna screw it on. If you guys are probably wondering how to do this, it's pretty simple. Sled goes on top of here, and skis go on the bottom here. These skis do have an in groove right here, so if you see that, so I probably don't even need to flush it out. Like the head of the screw can just go in between here, and it'll be flush already. So which is pretty cool, fine and dandy with me. So yeah, I'll show you guys the finished product once I get done with it. But yeah, this is the skis, this holding brace right here, or whatever you would call it, and that's the sled. So we're gonna make a Smitty sled, and nothing too fancy. Screw. These are 2x6s that I kind of cut at an angle. So you can see it's not perfect. I don't really care. I just wanted to get it done fast, quick, easy. Don't really care for perfection here. It's cold. It's winter. If I wanted to do this perfection, I probably wouldn't do this on the flip over ice house. But I run and gun, so just need to do this and make my sled so much easier to access and everything. Other than that, like, I'm not too concerned about perfection here. So I'll show you the finished product once I'm done. Okay, this is it. My phone's low battery, but this is how it is. So skis are right here. Obviously there was grooves right here, so I just kind of like drilled it right in between. I don't really care. This is just to make it fast. These skis are actually wooden skis, and they're actually like jogger skis. So yeah, I just pretty much drilled it on here. I already drilled this tub, this sled into it, so I'm gonna flip it over now. But yeah, so this is how it looks like. Sorry, my buddy here. Sorry for the bad lighting too, but I'm still gonna leave the straps onto the sled. Well, this is how she sits. 2x6s. So there's clearance underneath. 2x4 on top of 2x6s right here. I did screw it with bolts and washers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I only did 2 in the back. Probably gonna need to do 2 here later. 1 here, but I did 1 over here and 1 over here. Sorry for the bad lighting, but you can't really see that. But up front is 4, so I'm just missing the 2 here in the back. Other than that, I didn't buy enough bolts and screws, but I'll do those another day. But other than that, this is how it looks like. Can't wait to test it out. So because it's dark right now, I'll test it out tomorrow. So throw this back into my car, load up and everything, and it should be ready to go. So we'll check back in tomorrow morning. Alright guys, I made it here. So there's quite a lot of people here already. So sorry for my hair, I just kind of woke up. But yeah, made it here. There's a lot of people here, a lot of trucks, a lot of people. And I'm at the Clear Lake Bait and Tackle. These guys are awesome. So get some live bait. I'm gonna head out there. Alright guys, I caught my first yellow bass. Hard to do with one hand, but I'm gonna let this guy go. He's a little bit small. I'm gonna let him go, alright? So I'm out in Iowa, caught my first yellow. I'm gonna let him go before he freezes. Just thought I'd share this one. Alright, I'm gonna try to do this one hand. So it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try to do this one hand. Going down, going down, going down. There's like a school of them, but they all seem to be small. And they're eating waxies, so wax worms. I know, I'm using live bait, so what? Oh, there's a mark. Yo, man, David, Jay lại here though. Oh, Jay lại here though. Bottoms at the top, Jay lại here. There's a lot of them. I'm out here at Clear Lake, Iowa. Not that good. Didn't do so well. I don't think I have any videos of it or whatnot. Earlier I was catching some yellow bass, but they were tiny. And then I moved out here to this bigger area. Not good. On the side note though, you know, I don't know if you can see it, but my skis are awesome, man. So smooth. Other than that, it's pretty cool, man. It's so smooth. Like it just glides. So other than that, it's cold. Not heading home. It wasn't that great. My hands are freezing. So, all right. Until next time. Peace.